It is always important to create something that would appeal to a specific group of people, a target audience. When considering who would watch my film, I created a target audience which included people who are aged 14 to 22. I also found that when determining the gender of those people who would watch my piece, it was more common that women and girls would watch fancy romance films, or similarly themed films, and so, based on this, I am aiming my sequence at females. However, there are also plenty of men who do watch fancy romance films. From the social economic groups, I have selected those within the grades B, C1, C2, D and E. I have not said A because I believe that the women in this grouping would possibly not appreciate independent films or the nature of this genre as much as the other groups. When deciding the psychographics of the people who I thought would be in my target audience, I looked at the different types of people within the different categories. I thought about how there are certain groups which I feel would not appreciate a fancy romance, and so it leaves me with three groups of people: the mainstreamers, the aspirers, or younger audience members, and the reformers, those in higher education. When considering who would be within my target audience, Jessica, a 22-year-old, seemed like the perfect kind of person. She mainly listens to the soundtracks while working, especially pieces by Hans Zimmer, John Powell, and John Williams. She tries to see as many independent films as possible, but also enjoys going to see the big blockbusters shown in her cinemas. She considers films that are either romances, action, or fantasies her favourite, as she feels she can escape and dream about the other worlds and the lives of other people, which intrigues her. Jessica says that she finds films like Love Actually, The Princess Bride, Midnight in Paris and Beautiful Creatures, as well as animated films like films by Studio Ghibli, to be her favourite films because of the range of ideas shown in the simple ways. She has just finished university studying English literature and now works on her local Waterstones, while writing journalistic papers for the local magazine. From working in Waterstones, Jessica has been constantly expanding her collection of fantasy romance books and films. She feels that this will inspire her for when she writes her own fantasy novel. My film would also help those who would consider themselves to be creative, like Jessica, in writing and creating their own fantasies or romances. The fact that I have chosen a relatively simple idea for my piece would help them to also come up with ideas from simple day-to-day things, like I have with the reading.